Alright, so I'm a little over 75 gallons in the buffer right now. Probably going to be doing a little bit of waiting for water, but I have plenty of time today, so I'm not super worried about that. Choke on. Crank it up. Yeehaw! 8 gallon a minute. Wide open fan. Trying to make the most out of using the additional water. And small homes like this shouldn't take all that long. But again, I am getting my rhythm on this 8 gallon per minute, and I'm most likely oversaturating everything. And you know, just for funsies, I'll wet this down a little bit and see how it comes out with just a little house wash. Give it some time to hang out there. I am going to be re-washing this side, even though it doesn't look bad. I just want to make sure that I get a good wash and thorough rinse on everything. Because the last time I was here, I was waiting on trickling water to fill up my buffer tank enough to rinse. They've since had to do a lot of work to their well, and it seems to be working a lot better than even when I first started, when it was working all right. So maybe it's for the best anyway. This is my second time having a well go out, not a whale. Second time having a well go out while I was washing, and I work on do a lot of work with houses with wells on them, so not exactly sure what's up with that, because I mean, really, at the end of the day, I'm just letting the water flow into my tank, not pulling anything out of the well or anything like that, so I don't know. Alright, so I'm now rinsing and just taking a quick look at this. That house wash mix didn't really do anything. I didn't really think it was going to, but figured, hey, I'm here. I'll give it a shot, see what it does. Definitely need some high pressure on that. Alright, so far having no trouble keeping up with water. I'm not sure exactly what they did with the well. I think they may have gotten a new one, but the one they've got going is more than enough to keep up with what I'm doing. Definitely trying to not be on the trigger when I don't have to be, but much better than what I was actually expecting for today. Just because it is a well, and they don't always have enough to keep up, but this one's doing great. Really burning through this one. Feeling like I'm just kind of flying along. It's a very short house, so doing a lot of fan work. Can't really back up in a lot of areas to get that wide, or that tight pattern to hit a lot of area at once. So I'm just kind of going along, trying to spread the love with the fan. Just a lot of dirt, a lot of dust on this. A lot of holes in the siding too. Alright, well, I let the house dwell a little bit. Came back to the backside just to do a test spot here with the turbo nozzle. And so far it's great. I've got it on a 3-foot extender that I got from my local pressure washing store. But yeah, this the grout came out phenomenally. You can kind of come down here and see where I stopped. We just got black everywhere. So yeah, very satisfied with the results. I wasn't sure if I wanted to hit this with a turbo or a 3%, and I think I'm going to go turbo on everything. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to go rinse the house, and I'm going to get started on this brick wall. This one is holding up significantly better than I was anticipating. We're still at about 75 gallons. We probably got up to about 150 while I was talking with the client. You can see here, you might not be able to see here, retaining wall is coming out very well. Then I have to reposition my hose. I just wanted to go and take a look and see what the tank was looking like, because, you know, I'm still getting used to the 8 gallons a minute. So far, not much issue chasing water on this one, which is great. I'm gonna have to really pay attention to where I'm at before I start getting ready to leave. I haven't done this side yet, but before I leave, I have to really kind of pay attention to where I'm at so I can start actually draining the tank while I'm working, like I used to do with the 50 when I worked with the 4 gallon per minute. I had that pretty well down to a science, where when I was rinsing the last side of the house, I knew that I had enough to rinse the last side of the house with that 50 gallons. So I'm gonna move the hose around and keep on turboing. Alright, so this is the first time today I ran out of water. I think just using the... actually doesn't sound like a whole lot coming out of there anymore. Maybe they're using the water inside, I don't know. But it's time for lunch anyway, so I'm going to let this fill up, and I'll get started in just a little bit. So having issues on water again today, and I'm noticing I've got a bunch of sand in the bottom of my tank right now, so I'm thinking there's an issue with the whale again. So I was waiting to speak with the client on this one. Alright, after flushing the... I don't know if you can hear that in there, but after flushing the filter on their pump a few times, I was able to get it back up and going. So I'm just going to let this fill up a little while, and I will get started on the inside of that retaining wall. Just got done rinsing out the big tank. Luckily, the 4 gallon per minute is just super easy to hook up. All I have to do is turn a valve on what I've got going on, and this water line, instead of feeding to the 275, will feed the 50-gallon over here. I'll show you what we got. Ended up having to rinse the back of the house again just because I've got so much of this splatter off of this fence, but it came out really great. You know, the expectation has to be not new, but it's at least clean. All right, so at the end of the day, got a pretty decent sized job done. It's definitely one of those things where I really wish we could have made it happen when she had first called me, but you know, we got it done today. The 8 gallon per minute machine was so nice on that house wash. Just being able to keep the fan super wide to apply the chem and keeping the fan super wide to rinse it off. Definitely went very, very smoothly. The turbo nozzle, this is my first experience with a turbo nozzle on anything bigger than like my 1 gallon per minute pressure washer I had years ago. It worked great, honestly. Like, I'm not a huge fan of doing anything high pressure when I can help it, and this was just such a large job that I just don't think that it would have been able to do with just chem. I might be wrong. I think 3% would be about where I'd be at on that, but that's a ton of 3%. And the turbo nozzle got the job done. Customer was super happy with the result. I was super happy with the result, and you know, a little worn out, but that's okay. You know, that's the job. That's having the pressure washing business. I'm really excited about tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a relatively large job with Ben, my help, the subcontractor, whatever you want to call him. But we're going to be running both machines at the same time, and I was really having a good week so far. So I'm going to cut it off there and say that's all for me today. Y'all be safe out there.